word crone? Yeah, like I'm gonna feel
crone.
like
Being called a crone.
Oh,
I'm gonna feel
crone.
like an English woman. I will wear it as a badge. You old crone, like thank you. That's nice. That's
Oh.
nice.
Yeah.
I like the title.
Can this old crone recap for me what happened last time?
Of course.
Thank you.
Let's see. Well, I began with Villarago, lovely Villarago, with his client, Cammy, as she had come to him for help. She's not known or familiar with the skill set of lying, manipulating, or luring someone into an ambush necessarily, but mainly she just knows she needs to backstab Darius, and she doesn't really know what step 2 is. And Villarago brought up some good points and her requests. The fact that Darius has a bit of a reputation that seems to be getting well known, as well as, well, Cammy's heard of rumors of him breaching heaven, though she has some doubts on that front. But Villarago is, regardless if it's true or not, Darius has friends, dangerous friends at that. And what would that mean if they decide to turn their wrath on her, or more likely him, if things get out of hand, essentially? But Cammy seems determined. And Villarago brought up a good point, or I believe it was Cammy, saying that Darius also has a reputation of being a pseudocidal maniac who puts his life on the line for people he really shouldn't, and that could be used. So instead of, well, Villarago said, instead of trying to lure him into a trap, we can just probably ask him directly, which he did. He prayed to Darius and brought him here to his lovely, lovely shop, we'll say, as Darius, being cautious but still wanting to hear them out, as they Villarago pointed out that this is for Cammy, not for him, and apparently with some Fae deal nonsense going on, Darius seemed to be willing to help her out in this situation. So he did also turn to Villarago, as well as give a bit of advice about this lifestyle he's leading, this being a friend to everyone and ally to none, essentially, and how that will more likely lead to his ruin if he's not careful. Especially as he quickly mentioned that there are things that are going to be building on the war or some such, or sides need to be chosen mainly, and that this attitude will not help him when that happens. Villarago, a bit unsure, and especially as they took their leave, and turning to his bodyguard and asking the meaning of such words, and mainly the meaning of friendship, and what does it mean to try for that type of relationship, much to his confusion with her explanation. Johnny, on the other hand, was on a mission. Apparently he was given the grave news from someone he knew from his past. Apparently that his daughter's soul is in the hands of the demon lord Moloch, and, well, he doesn't know really to do with that information, as he went to, I believe, an old hunter friend, Deimos, who heard his words and felt his pain, as well as having your loved one with the demon lord's soul and negotiating for that it's difficult. Not impossible, but damn right difficult in what they require from him. Regardless, he's still working on the project that they seem to be building in the background as they discuss where to go from there. I don't know what to tell you. I said Deimos. D-I-M-A-S?
Spell it. D-I-M?
A-S? How do you say it, Grant? Just tell me how you say it.
Deimos.
I'm telling.
It's an A.
Okay.
It's not. You said Deimos.
What?
Deimos.
You're.
This is.
I will tell you right now, Grant. I deal with so many people's names that they spell it.
Yes, I will
weirdly,
forever.
like,
I'm sorry. I will forever make fun of your accent, but you have to get used to it.
I don't know what to tell you, Grant. I've heard the weirdest names. I've learned to just roll with the punches. Claire also as well went to her own friend, having difficulties deciding what the best course of actions to do with everything that she's been learning, and from Inico to Abaddon to Lilia and the Freya situation. Went to get some reflection with Monty, as sat down with her fellow mortal and just showed her with all her notebooks and her anxieties and such, her decision. As Monty decided just to go through the issue and say, like, doesn't seem to be your main thing is like how do you get from A to B, essentially. You're assuming a lot without much understanding about how this all proceeds itself. And that seemed to have cleared out, at least shown her what path she wants. As it gave her a bit of ease, as they did a bit of joking and talking about, well, the life as being regular old teachers. Something a bit far removed from the world that Claire has found herself in, and decided to go talk with Abaddon, thanking her for the contact with Indico, as well as trying to get her insight about everything necessarily. As Abaddon gave her also lessons about power and how that eventually corrupts as well. And Claire's indecision between these visions of light and dark and balance, and if it really will be good, as well as her inability, well, not inability, but she doesn't want to hurt Lydia in the long run, mostly because of loyalty. Though Abaddon pointed that Lydia herself will not have the same feelings, we'll say, or more likely will just step over anyone's body in the place of power. And her connection with Freya, yeah, it's meant for business more than anything else. She doesn't really care who's on top, whoever is in charge, as long as her affairs are left without trouble. She doesn't really give a fuck. Though she did ask Claire for a reading for a particular person and a name, Darius, someone who causes her headaches, as she would clarify to Claire. And Claire did do her soothsaying, as she wrote down numbers and letters and only came up with one, E equals MC squared. And apparently something's running over the large map, or someplace with a cemetery. Not sure exactly what that pertains to Darius, leaving her more confused, but it's something at the very least. Wanda, on the other hand, decided to fess up to Thomas what had happened, much to his probably anger, as she revealed that Victor had come into town and, well, the Fae offered a deal, and she didn't really have much else to give. And he, of course, was upset with that, though was trying to be as cordial as one can be in the face of what he believes is Wanda's reaction. And even saying that I've already talked to Cammy, as she also revealed herself to have made a deal without her mother's knowledge, as he left them alone to them to talk, as she said that if she had to choose between Darius and her family, she chose her family every time. Wanda's, was telling her this could have consequences. There was always consequences to this. She got a phone call from Leon, who seemed to be upset as he learned about the cemetery and the Fae's hands, and of course the trouble this will bring. But not just him, but everything else that has been going on. Though probably a bit of relief to know that the deal has been called off. As we took our leave, we also Wanda was going to talk to Thomas, but he decided to interject before she was finished to say that he has a new insurance for the safety of the sanctuary. Someone was going to be monitoring it to ensure something like this doesn't happen again, which Wanda seems to understand, as revealed her name will be Miss Bates. And they took their leave, coming across Victor, who seemed to be all right and fine after, I believe, a day or so, or at least in our time with the Fae, as he revealed that Darius had went through with the exchange, and now the plan is to distract Abaddon, or convince her, distract her, whatever you need. And he has an idea for that, as one of her agents, a demon by the name of Scarlet, is here, and all we need to do is figure out who Marlock's agents are, and use that as a little bit of a war between those two, while Darius does whatever Darius needs, as he did also send out a text to Wanda at one point or another saying, do not interfere with this, essentially. And I think it ended a bit where, not ended, sorry, Claire also talked with Lydia to get her feelings on the Abaddon situation, as while Lydia still seems to scoff at Abaddon's ability as such a young demon lord, also finds the demon lord odd with the information she's able to gather and what she's able to see with her own eyes. That she's been around the block for a while, and this is a bit of outside the pattern, but grabbing for power isn't unknown for her. Honestly, if it wasn't for the Freya situation, there's a good chance she wouldn't even engage or care about Abaddon. And of course, Claire's warning. We'll see how that goes, because Lydia mainly cares about power and control. And there's no fucks for whatever war or even a war in heaven. It's kind of similar to Abaddon in that front to a certain degree. I think the last scene was Villarago getting a phone call from a Mr. Harris as he introduced himself, saying that he works for a certain set of groups, mainly hunters and information. But if this Villarago wishes to apparently join the side of, not what he was doing beforehand, through Darius's recommendations, then he has a couple clients he could be interested in. Villarago agreed, saying to do a bit of a trial run, start with the tamest client, and the next one being the wildest one, I believe, as well. I decided to also name this little division, I think, Shield, which to Villarago's confusion, as he had a couple ideas for a name, but we'll see how it goes. And I think that's where it ended last.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse, Jill. So I think Johnny, you already talked to Dimas and basically asked for someone to help you out with your problem, right?
Yeah, I asked him about Mala, and he suggested I talked to a wizard about souls and how they work and stuff like that. So
My point is, you asked
Johnny
for his
wanted
help.
to
He
contact.
said, I'll get you someone that can help you with the problem.
I think so.
Okay.
If the
That's what
yeah,
I
I mean that was
remember.
the point. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, you would probably get a phone call like a day or two later from Dimas. He rings you up
Yeah.
and says, hey Johnny, I found someone that, well, supposedly are an expert at souls and an expert at finding information about people, making deals, that sort of thing. Supposed to be quite good at it.
Well, that sounds like right what I need.
Cool.
I swear to God, Grant, if it is hate.
I'll send you the contact details.
That's crazy.
Now, I was told a name, but I think it's just like I mean, it's weird. Just roll with it, I guess.
I've heard plenty of weird.
Yeah, so you're about to meet a guy who goes by the name of Nick Fury.
John just stares for like a second and goes, "Yeah, that sounds like right the guy that I need."
Oh, here's the address. Good luck.
Thank you, Dimas.
Um, Villarago. Ah, Mr. Harris would call you with your client with the client details.
Hey, Mr. Harris. Nice to see you again. I was doing some thinking, and I think I came up with another good acronym.
Nah,
Alright, hear me out.
I like this one, but I'll hear you.
Come on, at least hear me. At least hear
Okay.
me out. It's good. Come on. The Society for Logistics and Information, pronounced Slay. Huh? Not bad, right?
Not about slaying though. We're about shielding.
But the hunters are about slaying.
No,
Right.
they're not. Not the ones I'm working with.
What kind of hunters are you working with?
Guys that protect people.
It's in the name. Hunters. They hunt things.
Oh, names can be deceiving. Speaking of deceiving
Fair
names, this is part 2 of our encryption layer here. To, keep people on their toes. You never want to use your real name in deals like this. So we're gonna use this as a code name for every representative of a franchise in every city. This name will be Nick Fury, because we'll be able to easily be recognized with each other, and I don't think anyone will take it. So there's no room for misunderstandings.
All right. Does that mean I'm gonna be meeting people in disguise through a medium so they don't see my face? I'm a pretty recognizable guy, and I'm quite well known in the city already. So.
Yeah, but there's Villarago and your business as Villarago. And then there's Nick Fury, the business you do as Shield.
Exactly. So when I do these meetings with hunters, am I gonna be in disguise, or am I gonna call them? What's the deal?
Well, depends how paranoid you are. My point
All right.
is, this will be your code name from now on when discussing specific franchise operations. And when I tell them that they are gonna meet Nick Fury, they ask for Nick Fury, and you'll know that the code name is correct.
All right. So you Nick Fury too, or?
Yeah, in a way. Gonna be a lot of Nick Furies in a couple of years running around.
If we do well for ourselves, yeah. All right, how's that first new assignment coming along?
Well, there's a date and a place. Secure the location beforehand. So should be fine, but feel free to take your bodyguard with you.
Sounds good.
Good luck. As he'll like text you a location in an hour.
Now, Grunt, one of the things my business does, one of the things my business does, besides information, is creating forgery, stolen identities,
Yeah.
and disguises.
Yeah,
Can I disguise myself?
absolutely.
Hell yes. That's what I'll be doing.
The question is how are you gonna how you plan on disguising yourself? Are we talking because you could literally ask your fate to like alter your appearance.
I could, but I'd probably have to ask to do that quite consistently whenever I go to meet someone. Unless they can make like some sort of thing that can disguise me when I put it on. Something like that?
No, there's no such thing.
Okay, didn't think so. Then probably, something like some big trench coats, maybe like like a hood, mask, that
Yeah,
type of thing.
you can cover up yourself.
An eye patch.
You'll look like
Eye patch on the mask.
But yeah, as yeah, you can prep at least a basic disguise, mundane one rather.
Yes.
You'll then head out. Do you want to have Calypso hanging around nearby?
Yeah, like in the area,
Yeah.
Not like right next to me, because it would seem like, hey, who else hangs out with Calypso,
Yeah. So, Johnny, you'll head over to this. This is like some back alleyway in the rougher side of Brooklyn. You'll be meeting at night this Nick Fury guy.
Okay. Well, I guess he gets there a bit early and just waits. Doesn't really know what to look out for.
Well, you will see then approaching the meeting site a large man, like a trench coat, hood up, and like a scarf covering most of his face. You can only kind of see his eyes slightly glowing in the dark. Yes, Vilrago, you do see Johnny waiting for you.
He probably sees him and then like maybe he just like blinks for a second and then he's just like in his head he's just thinking, I didn't know he was back in the business. All right. Yeah, he walks up and he'll just say, "You here looking for someone?"
He looks around a bit and goes just like, "Are you Nick Fury?"
Yeah, that's me. And who are you?
Well, my name is John. I was told you could help me out with a little gathering of information.
That's something in my wheelhouse, yeah. What information are you looking for, Hunter?
I wish to, let's say, buy something from the demon lord Moloch, and I need to know what she might want in exchange for it. It's a soul.
Mm. What kind of soul?
A soul that's very dear to me.
Hmm. You might want.
It's
might
a
not
personal
let that
matter.
slip.
Hmm?
As I might not want to let that slip. I'm asking what kind of soul? Human, werewolf, fae,
Oh,
spirit?
a human.
You got better odds. Now, Grunt, I have known Moloch for about 100 years.
Yeah.
Probably odd that she's just holding on to this one specific soul, right?
Not
Instead of
really.
using it. It's not
Like
really.
the thing. So the thing is, when a demon lord gets a soul, they don't immediately necessarily use it. You can't just store it away until they need the power.
Okay.
Souls are literally batteries to these people.
Okay.
And especially if it's a human soul, you just kind of stash it away and then like use it if it gets when the power bills come through.
I see. Are human souls like fucking triple no one cares for?
That would have been
What?
nice if I actually heard it.
Yeah, you roboted out, Flavia.
Good thing with
She's
the
dead.
lag is
Nothing important. It's
Oh,
okay.
fine.
Back.
Not allowed to be funny on this Discord server, Flavia.
I'm sorry, get better internet. Then I'll have to. Then you have the
Oh.
privilege of being muted.
Grunt.
Hmm.
What would be the going rate for like one human soul?
Well, depends. What do you have to offer? Human
Yeah.
souls are still valuable. Like it's not like still a very valuable thing. If you can offer like powerful magical artifacts, other souls, God knows what services. Question is, what kind of leverage do you have in that negotiation? You do know Moloch. You could bank on maybe like you could bank that maybe she's gonna be more friendly towards you, and maybe like offer you like at least she's not gonna try and make you a shit deal.
And I do know a lot about what's going on in the city right now that she might be interested in knowing.
Yeah, you could sell out more people. Sure, the
I
fucking
could, Grunt. I could.
guys that
Grunt.
beat your ass are not gonna come back around.
Yeah, so Nick Fury, quote unquote, would think about the question for a second as he just says, there are a few things you could offer in trade for a soul. A favor. It would be a pretty big one. Another soul, obviously. Or some information that you have that maybe others don't. Something you might think she's interested in. And perhaps some important artifacts if you have them lying around.
Important artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Alright, I'll speak
that's a
up.
start.
My bad. I'll speak up more. I actually happen to know someone who's quite familiar with Moloch. They'd probably be willing to help you out, too.
You do. You're quite the resourceful guy, Nick Fury.
I wouldn't be of much help to hunters if I wasn't, could I?
Oh, that's true. Can I insight this guy?
Let him on.
Um. Uh. Oof. I know a guy. That's definitely not me.
He does know a guy.
A demon lord is like, there's probably a lot of people that know Moloch.
She's like one of the big ones then.
Yes, yes. Like, uh, most demon lords in like demonic circles, like, all tend to be known. It's not a very
Okay,
niche
okay.
thing.
And then, yeah, uh, that sounds perfect. I have never really dealt with beings like that, so wasn't really sure what one of them might want in exchange for it. But if I can get prepared and just make a deal with her, a quick and clean deal, that would be the perfect solution.
I should warn you, Johnny. Deals with demon lords are never so quick and easy. If she asks you for a favor, it'll probably be something big.
Well, I imagine would be so. That's why I'm not. If I can get something interesting enough for her, like an artifact or something like that, that would be better to make it to not have ties to her later on, but a favor might be unavoidable.
The most important thing when in a negotiation is not to reveal your full hand immediately, and not reveal how important the soul is.
I can't hear you, Hate. I
Sorry.
cannot hear you.
The most important thing in a negotiation is to not reveal your full hand immediately, and to make sure you don't reveal how important the soul is to you. If you do, she might try and upcharge you.
Of course. I imagine it would be so.
Shall I make arrangements with my acquaintance?
For wait, for what exactly?
Well, he could get you in the door, as well as maybe get you a better deal than you would have got by yourself.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that would be ideal, and I'll try to prepare in the meantime. Maybe see if I can find something.
Very well.
Thank you, Nick Fury, I guess, as Johnny will take out a card with his number to give it to him. Nice name. Were you born with it?
Is that really important to the situation at hand, Johnny?
No, it's not. I just thought it was, hilarious. You could have just said yes.
Is there something funny about my name?
Not at all. No.
Well then, if that's all our business, best of luck to you.
And to you. I could hear you giggling in the backstage.
Yeah, and I guess after, Johnny leaves, Villarogo would head off too and, meet up with Stash the Disguise, meet up with Calypso, and then head back to the the
Yep.
place.
You're gonna try and
Can I?
what?
I just wanted to shoot Wanda a message before, like I
Yes.
go. Johnny will just shoot Wanda a message that says, "How are things going? How are you holding up?" And also, can we meet one of these days at your convenience? Question mark. Thank you. That's it.
I'll be saying this for like time efficiency. One that you've been spending the last 2 days with this woman as she kind of came in to oversee your sanctum a bit. So you are a bit busy right now.
Oh, okay. She would probably send Johnny a quick text saying, kind of a bit distracted. Things have, things are all right. I don't know when I'll have some free time, but I can try to meet up with you if you need help with something.
Uh, uh, oof, he'll just say, "I hope nothing too bad." And then he'll say, mm, I guess he'll just say, "I do need help with something, but if you are busy."
I assume she's not busy. I can
No, it's
still
not.
have enough time.
That's
Okay.
actually the good thing about this Wanda because she runs the place now. You don't need to manage it anymore. Have actually more free time on your hands.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Honestly, yeah,
Did
I can
Wanda
meet up.
get demoted?
Yes.
Yeah, I think because Wanda was planning to give it up, so this is still fine for her.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's
Thomas,
true.
Thomas brought
Yeah.
someone from the conclave to, like, they share custody. Like Wanda can still use it. It's just that Virginia now sort of makes sure that she can't just hand it off to people.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine with Wanda. Eventually, I think she's gonna. It's fine with Wanda. But yeah, she will say she can meet with you whenever you feel up for it.
Yeah, then
Where's
I
the
guess
picture? I need to wood it.
It's in the NPCs.
I don't see it. Oh, it just got
he'll
there.
let
Ah.
Wanda decide the time and place. Just wait.
Yeah, I think this time around we could make it a bar instead of a cemetery. A random bar.
Whatever you want, but sure.
No problem.
But I think I cut off Hate before because he was saying something.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Listen, do you know how hard it is to find drawings of older ladies? It's impossible.
That his grandma looks like she's 20. Hate, shut the fuck up. That does not.
20.
I'll post a picture. You
What are
continue
you
with the role
talking?
play.
What are you talking
I'll post
about?
So, let's switch then to Wanda. Apparently, Hate's busy gooning in the fucking corner. As yeah, Wanda, you after you would have returned back with Victor and Cammy, Virginia would have already been at the sanctum. As kind of walk her in and start showing her the place. She seems very professional about like this entire endeavor.
Yes, Wanda would be polite and cordial.
After she does like a routine inspection, she'll say, I think I have the gist of this place. So I presume Thomas informed you of the entire arrangement.
Yes, I think the main gist is understandable.
Okay.
You are the one in charge now, and I'm completely understandable and fine with that.
As she nods and says, then well, you'll be able to use the sanctum as you wish. I would like a list of people you want to be able to enter and leave unabated. She looks towards Victor and Cammy in the background. Is it just the two of them, or should I make a note of others?
From what I'm aware of, I don't really have anyone else who I can think of that would even want to visit this place, so no.
Good. You three shall be allowed through the wards without any problem. Anyone else will be killed on sight. So you know, I will be taking
course.
charge of all the defensive spells, making adjustments here and there, improvements, if you will. If you have any issues, I would rather you approach me with them directly. I hope that this collaboration is not gonna, well, wound any egos.
You don't have to worry about that, at the very least, Miss Bates. I do appreciate the heads up.
I have to apologize, but I deal with big egos all day. I think everything is clear. I'll just be on my business around here.
Of course.
As yeah, she'll kind of turn around and walk away. As presumably you'll go back to Victor and Cammy.
Yeah, she will.
Victor will say, Cammy, why don't you go and fetch that book? You know, you want the one you can reach Abaddon with? I would really appreciate that right now. As she sort of looks a bit confused, but will walk off. He has a slight, like, smirk on his face as she walks away.
Oh, you seem to be having some plots going on then?
I'm not.
Looking for this plan of yours?
I'm just wondering how long it's gonna take for her to detect the invisibility spell.
Over time. He's a quick learner.
Well, hopefully long enough. I feel like we need to talk about things.
Very well.
I'll let you start first.
I'm not too sure what to say. Glad to see that you're okay. I'm not too sure if what happened when you were with the Fey Court.
They didn't get the chance to do much, but I did get a glimpse of their plans.
Yes, all I can figure is that they really want to make more Fey.
They do. I was given the notes from Darius back in the day when he was involved in the process. I didn't get to look through all of them, but it did seem like quite a horrifying process.
I'm a bit confused. What Darius was helping making more Fey as well?
He did take my spot.
This is gonna be a big mess. I can already feel it.
Quite so. I'm not sure what his plan is. I don't think he will cooperate with them.
And they will not take kindly if he decides to rebel, I assume.
In fact, they might make sure he doesn't rebel. They are notoriously good at playing with people's emotions.
So what's the plan then?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know if we can make another bargain with the Fae that they'll be interested in playing with us, especially since they seem to really want some way to do this.
They did. They have the missing pieces. And all they need now is someone to refine the process.
Refine the process. What does that mean exactly?
Cammy, no, I don't fully understand the process, but I believe that the element that they always missed is human element. And well, they tried that once before. That's when they took the human element and tried to forcibly convert it into a Fey one. Now, I think they're gonna approach it from a more procreative side.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a feeling that soon they will be taking people and experimenting, trying to make it repeatable process.
Okay. So the Fae want to have children, simply with the pretense of making more of them, by any means necessary.
Yes.
And we can't let Abaddon know about this whole thing because her wrath will be swift and horrible. So, is there any other friends of Darius we can go to who could be of useful? You know him better than I do.
I don't actually know that. I'm not a popular individual, nor am I a very sociable one. I can't blame the Fae for all of this. I know what I did one day, you know, things I kept doing, even back in the day on top.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're in a situation where we have to, as you say, make sure Abaddon doesn't realize the involvement we had in this whole situation, which will probably change quickly because Leon is aware of certain things. And we have to save Darius, or at the very least stop the Fae from this plot of theirs, their desire for more. I do not understand why they have to do the horrific route if they just want to procreate. They have to make it all awful.
Well, I there is one way, technically, but Darius told me about it when we did the prisoner exchange. I don't think this will ingratiate us with anyone.
Okay, well, let's hear it.
Yeah, Jill. A lot of things in book talk people ostensibly like. I want to engage with all of them. Some people here have. So, he like looks and says, "It said we need to reach out to a specific Fae. That I'm gonna need some time on this one though. I'm gonna need some time. This is I'm not sure it will
Okay.
work. I think if he does, it's still gonna make Abaddon mad. I don't think there's any avoiding that.
Who exactly is this Faye?
One he recently met. Apparently, she came into existence through quite a traumatic moment. A person's soul split in half. One part Fae, one part demon.
That's
Or that's the theory. I told him it's a wild one. I'm not sure if her soul split or just the raw emotion birthed this Fae right then and there. But that's all speculative right now. The thing is, everyone believes that because she was born in the Spring Court, she's a Spring Fae. But Darius believes she is unaligned, a wild Fae, an actual, not a legend, not a myth, an actual, genuinely wild Fae. Because
Oh.
the person that this happened to was one of the people that were the initial experiments were run on. And he believes that that her connection, that initial mechanism, made her soul malleable enough for this to even be possible. Theories are wild, and I'm trying to not think about them right now. He said that if we go to her, she will know what to do, and she might be able to help us. Problem is, she's also not the nicest person. So I have to negotiate this on my own.
There's a bit of a frown on her face, but she nods. Says, "Well, they're your people, and I assume you know how to engage with them much better than I would, at the very least."
Barely. And you know, I've never had an affinity for other things.
At the very least, it won't be different from any other Fae I've met so far either. So,
That's a lot. I need to think. I will need some time. Need you to do me a favor though.
what
Need
is it?
you to reach out to Johnny and make it's fine.
Did Johnny already give me his
No, this
text?
is in the past.
Yeah, you're that hunter friend of yours.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll keep an eye on things.
Thank you. And tell Cammy I'm sorry.
I think she'll understand, at the very least. And you plan to come back, so she'll be happy about that.
He'll smile at that. Hope you're right.
You better, Victor. Went through a lot of trouble to the you got here, though it didn't really work out the way I wanted to.
You almost got killed in there, maniac.
Yeah. Par for the course. What's living without a little danger, right?
Well, want to live dangerous. Feel free to go tell Abaddon what's going on.
I said dangerous, not suicidal. But don't worry. Cam will understand, and I assume you'll be able to make phone calls, or you will be too cognitive for that.
Unfortunately, I don't think cell reception extends to the Fey realms.
No.
Listen,
Oh.
good part is time flows differently, so I might be only gone for like a week or two at most.
Very well then. I'll hold the fort down here, I guess, as best I can, and keep an eye on that Johnny friend of yours.
Please do. He's been quite a good friend to me.
She nods.
Take care, Wanda.
Same for you, Victor.
He'll turn into a bundle of leaves and slowly fall to the ground. As you kind of hear Cammy coming from the other room. Why would you put a spell on... Where's Dad?
Well, Cammy, your dad went off to go, well, he has a plan and he has to go talk to someone about it.
He barely got here.
Yeah. He promises to come back. I know it's, he'll be back. He made a promise.
Oh, sure, give me a persuade an NPC with a +1 forward.
Gotcha.
Just activate my special macro.
I always have to make the backgrounds.
Yeah, well, as she looks sad, but nods and understanding. You don't think she's gonna fly off the hinges yet again. She is a bit angry, but understands that. Well, her actions were gonna have repercussions anyway, so.
Yeah, I didn't want to make her feel too guilty, but this is like Cammy. Yeah.
She understands. She's not sorry, but she understands.
You know what? Good enough. Good enough. As Wanda will more likely take Cammy back towards their home, essentially, for now.
Unfortunately for you,
Mhm.
switching. Claire,
Hey.
Claire, what have you been up to?
I think at this point I don't have anything lined up until Lydia has her meeting with Freya.
Yes.
Because I already started talking to her and she's like, I haven't even met with her yet.
Yeah, so what do you want to do with this time?
That's a good question. I had a lot of things I wanted to do last time. This time, I don't know.
You can always just kick your feet up and relax, wait for the events to come to you. I don't
completely
mind.
recommend
Oh,
it.
no. I remember what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I wanted to try and look a little bit into not necessarily like my future, but like how try and figure out a way that I can convince Lydia that she'll actually listen to me.
Mm.
Am I able to do that?
Listen to you in regards to what?
Like trying to dissuade her from teaming up with Freya.
Ah.
What path I need to take to do that?
Well, it depends. What would be your reasoning? Like, what's your actual reason why you don't want her to team up with Freya?
I believe Enigma specifically asked, like, hey, make sure
Yes.
this doesn't happen.
Okay, so you're going with the hey, this is gonna be worse for everyone living here kind of situation.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, in that case, let me look through my list of NPCs.
That's great.
Need to apply the New York filter because it's a lot of them. Well, there's a couple of people who are powerful enough to be quite invested in this if you like tell them about it, but also powerful enough to be able to help you, might give you leverage, might get on board. The question is, would go to one of the other burgomasters.
I have a -1 at night, so that might not be a good...
So that's encircled. These are okay. You don't know like the inner workings of Knight, but you still like these people are public officials. if you like walk up to the to one of their people and it's like, yeah, I'm here to tell you about Lydia and Freya making an alliance. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to you. So you could go to that angle, because they would be powerful enough to contest, leverage, maybe find out more information about Freya. You could
Yeah.
also go to the Conclave of Chaos, which is the large sort of sorcerers faction in Manhattan that is run by one of the most powerful mages in the city. Quite an eccentric man by all rumors, quite out there. But he has a reputation for he has a reputation of being a pleasant person and not someone who enjoys necessarily violence and death and misery. So you could be like, hey, I need your help to prevent a massacre. So if you could get him, you could convince him that, hey, I've seen the future. It's fucking bleak. You need to help me with this. That could work, and he would be from your own circle. So that would also give you an edge. You could go to maybe some of the like demons working in the city, because they might also, they don't really have an interest of the city being fucking nuked, because business must go on. There's always the werewolves. The problem is werewolves don't have that much political power in New York, but they do kind of run a lot of the street gangs. So a lot of them, like more lower level politics, they could like cause a stink. They might also have info. So it really depends. Could also go to the hunters. But the hunter's solution would be like, why don't we just kill them? We'll just kill both Lydia and Freya and the other burgomasters, and it's fine. The city will be better off. Why? Like, why should we keep these people in charge? So, which path sounds more appealing to you?
As of right now, I'm leaning towards the Conclave of Chaos. The
That is the funny option.
wizards.
That is the funny option.
God damn it.
And you already have an in with them. I believe you have some debts. Let me.
I have debts with Virginia.
Yes, and Virginia is well respected. So you call on that debt. You don't even have to explain yourself. You just get a meeting with the Archmage.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'm gonna do that.
You call Virginia and use that debt. She will not ask questions, because that's the whole point. She will pull her strings, and you will get a meeting with the Archmage in about a day, in his own like little office.
Cool.
As
I apologize for the background noise. I
No
have
worries.
men in my house.
sounded so vitriolic. As yeah, you're gonna, the next day basically, you're gonna be meeting with this man. I'm so happy you chose this. This is in
Oh,
fact
no.
a funny option. You'll understand when you see it.
Will I understand?
You will. Gareth. There we go. As you walk into his office, and he is sort of sitting at the desk, like his feet up. You can see this like familiar lurking in one of the corners of the room. This like shadowy cat just kind of stares at you for a moment before like it closes its eyes back again. As he like realizes you've entered, kicks his feet down, rolls on the chair and looks at you and says, If it isn't the guest of honor herself. Please, please, have a seat. Have a seat.
Thank you. Guest of honor? Really?
I mean, that's not every day. Virginia herself tells me it's quite important and I cannot ask questions. So that's the one thing about me. If I'm told I'm not allowed to ask questions, ooh, that just makes me want to ask them more. So, you are the guest of honor. How can I help you?
I. Sorry, I'm distracted. They're fucking singing in the next room. Um. So, is Oracle just like a known term? Like if I say I'm an Oracle,
Yeah,
is it like,
Oracle,
oh, okay, she sees
tier,
the future.
whatever. Yeah.
I am an Oracle, and I've been.
I know who you are, Miss Claire.
Oh well, I just felt the need to start this way before I just suddenly say.
I appreciate it, but I don't
I
care about
s-
politeness. Tell me, what's so secretive about this meeting?
There is a very dark and potentially violent future
Ooh.
in store for New York if
How violent? How dark?
one of the
Is it like
all-consuming shadow.
so like 50% dark? Okay, you can roll with that. Not too bad.
All
Not
right.
too bad. I know you say
Um,
all-consuming shadow. Is that like a metaphor with you? Is it a literal thing? Are we having?
I think it's both.
I thought they had that shit handled in San Francisco. Why the fuck? Okay. Okay.
I'm not sure about San Francisco, but this I believe is connected to Chicago. If you're familiar with what's going on there.
Chicago. Listen. All I know is there's a bunch of squares in Chicago. The mages there, little fucking wavy hands and blood magic. They're boring. They're so boring. Lack imagination. Ugh, don't get me started. Why would I care about Chicago?
Well, there is a particular vampire from Chicago who has recruited a lot of
He like starts rolling his eyes. No,
influence supporters,
no.
and she's extending into New York.
Can't escape her boringness. Oh. Oh, why does she have to follow me with the schemes everywhere?
Are you familiar with Freya?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's God, is it? It's like when someone was like almost born for something. I feel like, listen, I'm in, the black hair, the black dress, like the attitude. Like, come on, like, can we not just be like walking stereotypes? Ah,
Claire's trying not to laugh.
okay, so she's
Um,
involved. I thought she'd stick to politics. What's with the old consuming shadows?
um,
Are you sure it's not a metaphor?
it could be both a metaphor and reality. There is, I'm unsure about the specific shadow bit, but I know that she's planning on coming to New York and essentially just taking over, possibly having the burgomasters or
Taking
one of
over.
them
That's
work
okay.
for her.
Okay, Claire.
I have looked into the future, and she's gaining a lot of support. Whatever
There.
power she has, it's growing.
Claire. Okay. But I don't want to seeming like I ridiculize your sightseeing, or rather your foresight. Sightseeing into the future. But Chicago is Chicago. New York, though, is a lot more big players around here. How you're friends with Lydia, right? You're kind of hanging around her all the time, in her shadow, one might say.
Yes.
I assume you told her already about this. I assume I'm Plan B.
I'm trying to dissuade her from working with Freya, but she doesn't seem to take it very seriously.
Well, you see, power gets drawn to power. So am I to expect an entire hostile takeover over New York from Lydia? That's gonna be rough.
It's possible.
So if you're working for Lydia, why do you want to stop this? I mean, it just sounds like your boss is just going to gain more power and influence and be running things.
Because I care about the city and want to do the right thing.
Uh-huh. And I'm a chicken with pink feathers.
You don't look like a chicken with pink feathers to me.
And you don't strike me as someone who suddenly developed a conscience.
Why not?
Well, then walk me through it. What was your moment of epiphany when you realized, hey, I'm working with the blood-sucking leech that literally is running Wall Street, which I'm pretty sure are also blood-sucking leeches, but of a different kind. When was that epiphany?
I spoke with another oracle, and she helped me understand some things about both what I had been seeing and my place in the possible future.
This wouldn't have been the Hungarian witch, right? Is this the Hungarian witch?
Eniko?
Yeah. Yeah, she's a
Yes.
weird one. She's a weird one. So I look at you, I'm trying to figure out who's pushing you in what direction, and you're. I feel like. Okay. You know what? I think shadows are cool, but only like a 25%. 50% too much shadows. So I'm willing to work with you on this. But I don't think Lydia will take very kindly to you in fact sabotaging her entire power scheme.
No, I was hoping to keep it unknown for now.
I mean, yeah, but like, what are you gonna do when she finds out?
I haven't gotten to that point yet.
I think you need to answer that question. Or you join this expedition of ours.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
You know what? Think about it. Come to me when you have an answer.
I mean, I have an answer now. I'm going to do it regardless.
Listen, humor me. I enjoy when people understand. You know, you're on the edge of a cliff, and you're saying, "I will jump." You're not thinking what's gonna happen when you hit the ground. It's very honorable and it's very admirable that you're willing to jump, save so many people. But I don't work with like suicidal folk. I need to know you have an
wouldn't
actual
consider
understanding.
myself.
Well, are you not?
No, I'm not a suicidal
Do
person.
you have friends? Do you have family? Do you have people you care about?
I do,
What
yes.
do you think is gonna happen to them when Lydia learns that, in fact, backstabbed her? Do you think she's just gonna kill you? Do you think that's the worst thing that can happen to you? Or do you think that maybe she will make you suffer as a, warning to others? Have you thought about what you were gonna do with friends, family? Thought about them before jumping off the cliff.
I see your point. And to be honest, no, I haven't thought about it yet. I felt like I've had blinders on this entire time and they've only just been taken off. I
Eniko
don't know what I'm
is
doing.
well intentioned. I'll say that about her. But if you think she is not, well, you're an oracle, you know. she's not selective with her interpretation of the truth. Kind of a fool. I don't know much about her, but I know that she has some serious backers. And I'm very afraid of people that don't show their face. Mostly because
You think
it means they have a reason to hide it.
so? You're concerned that someone's behind Iniko trying to get a particular outcome?
Yes. Oh, no, I know that. I'm just afraid of who that might be. You see, I've dealt with gods, I've dealt with angels, I've dealt with beings from other universes, I've dealt with it all. But I cannot deal with something I don't know it exists.
Is it possible one of her backers is Abaddon?
Who the fuck is Abaddon?
Demon Lord.
I've-
Runs the Inferno
No,
nightclub?
actually, no. Actually, no, I remember the name. God, it's been a while since I talked with him. Let me. Wow. That's such a blast from the past. Yeah, no, I know Abaddon. Kind of creepy dude, but chill. Good.
Dude?
Yes, like the multiple eyed freak, blends with the shadows. You can see eyes popping from all over. Like, ooh, scary. I see all your
Jeez.
movements.
The Abaddon that I met was a young woman wearing a blindfold.
Huh. Well, I don't know that one.
Okay,
Huh.
interesting. Something for me to look into.
Say she's a demon lord?
It's the way I was introduced to her. Supposedly this nightclub is her circle of hell. Lydia called her young, weak.
Yeah. I
She's the
mean-
one who introduced me to Iniko.
God, you can see like the cogs turning in his head. You can give me a figure someone out, bro. Wanna
boy.
answer some questions regarding him? Yeah, so I have 3 questions. Feel free to ask.
I guess. Goddamn. What is he? Is there something he's particularly worried about right now?
Yes, you can see he is quite worried about this Abaddon person you implying to, because he seemingly thinks that the Abaddon he knew is the same Abaddon you know, but some fucking weird fuckeries happen. And he is worried. Oh, he is clearly worried about Abaddon not being who she says she is.
Yeah, okay.
Now, you don't need to ask all the questions now. You can keep them and ask them throughout the conversation.
Okay. I'll just stick with that one for now then. I have 2 more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't think the fuckers would go this far. Actually, maybe
Which fuckers are we talking about?
Listen. I've been hearing news that there's like angels around the city more so than usual. I heard a
I've heard
couple
the
of
same.
them got into a scrap not that long ago. I need you to do me a favor. Listen, I'll back you up. You'll have the full might of I would consider myself like the best wizard in the world, but at the very least the best wizard in New York. have my full
I'll take
unsupported, undiluted backing. Need to find me the people who fought those angels. And I need talk to them and figure out what their fucking deal is.
People who fought which angels? The ones that have been active in the city?
Yes. He like rips a he sort of snaps his fingers as a piece of paper almost like materializes in front of you with an address and like some information. It says location, date, and time when it happened. You're an oracle. I think you would be the best at investigating this shit. Nothing can hide from your sight. I will warn you though, if the people who went there kicked angel ass, you don't want to like tangle with them. Like be careful, okay? They're not to be messed with.
Right, of course. I won't go picking any fights.
Appreciate it. Oh god, seems I have to leave my comfortable little tower. Ugh, I hate walking.
It's not so bad out there.
Are you shitting me? This world? It's dirty, polluted. There's no greenery in this city. It's like I'm walking down a concrete jungle. It's horrifying.
If you say so.
Listen, what's the point of air if I can't breathe it?
Do you mind if I ask you something?
No, go ahead.
Did you pick to be in New York then?
I mean, kind of. I kind of needed me here. It's also, listen. When like your mentor asks you for a favor, you're not gonna say no. I mostly don't go outside anyway, so it don't matter too much. I'm telling you though.
Alright.
I've been to some places in this universe, or like maybe other universes, I don't even know. The sights, beautiful landscape, fresh air, grass, everything. The nature was nature. Here, nature is just suffocated, dying, and just makes
Only
me
in
so
Central
depressed.
Park.
Listen, what's the point of having a big park? Everything else is just, it's like points to the window, to the skyscrapers in the distance. And even
Guess I can see where you're coming from.
Central Park, it's like nothing compared to the lands I've seen. True wilderness, untamed, raw, and just beautiful, relaxing.
You said other universes?
I did.
Is that a common occurrence for you?
Not anymore. When I was younger, maybe.
You don't look that old to me.
Well, pick up a few spells, but listen, I'm about like what's it like? Problem is you kind of stop counting after a while. I don't know how those vampires always know what their age is. It's absurd. I stopped counting after like 2 centuries.
Okay. I think it's a status symbol for vampires.
The point is, yeah, I've been around. Not necessarily here in New York a lot, but generally alive. I think I look good for my age.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, listen. If you ever want to go universe hopping, maybe if we solve this problem, take you down to San Francisco, just cruise around, find like a nice place to settle, show you the sights.
thought you were gonna say something more wildernessy. I didn't expect another city, but I'll take you up on
No,
that.
no, no, no,
Never
no.
been to San
Listen,
Francisco.
that's like stopping at border control. Stop at the border, you show the passport, you move on.
Like a hub for interdimensional travel?
Yeah, yeah, that entire area. It's quite wild. I wouldn't want to live there, but if you ever want to be able to traverse through existence, through reality, without like having to put the effort into making portals or God knows whatever other gimmicks you have, that's the easiest way.
I guess you do learn something new every day.
I do. That's the joy of life, is to learn things.
I agree. I love learning new things. So, yeah, traveling to another place, that sounds cool. I am a bit worried about this one, though.
Listen, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Like, seemingly gets distracted with something else. You can actually, you know what? Give me put a name to it. You have power.
Oh god, where is this?
It's in the.
Oh, I see. Okay. Should I have two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So there's an interesting thing. It's a rumor. Like nobody like he says this. He claims this is true, but like there's people who always like okay. There's a lot of people who claim a lot of wild shit. Apparently this guy claims to have met Merlin or something. It's kind of wacky.
What?
Yeah, like nobody really takes him seriously. He calls himself like Merlin's apprentice. Or like at least people call him that, like jokingly mostly, not to his face.
Okay.
If there was ever a time to ask about rumors.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just reeling from this information.
It's gonna get worse.
So sorry. I've heard some rumors about you. Is it true that you knew Merlin?
Oh god, no. Oh. Oof. God, I wish. That's a name I haven't. That brings me a bit to the past. No.
Well, I have two other questions. Is he lying to me right now?
No, but he is weirdly talking like I mean, listen.
He sounds like he knew him, but
yes,
he said no.
He knew him, but like not. He was asking him if he met and like apprentice. He was like learned from Merlin.
Mm-hmm.
But he talks with very casualness about it. It feels very casual.
So did you know him at all?
No. But well, I technically I was an apprentice to his wife. I think that counts.
Yeah, that's definitely a connection.
Yeah,
Wow.
I genuinely think I was like one of the top students at the academy. But maybe it's just bragging. She always told me I have a bit of an attitude problem.
Hey, I think that's something that's okay to brag about.
Yeah, but you know, Morgan's always like was always like more down to earth, approachable. It's like I did tell her, hey, you do realize you are maintaining your own pocket dimension. Like this is she's like, no, it's fine. So I think it's just kind of like a personality issue with her.
And you said she has an academy,
Yes. That's where I was trained.
like Morgan Le Fay.
Yes. She runs the place, the headmistress.
My life has been incredibly dull.
Well, if you ever think you have the aptitude, it's a tough competition to get there, I'll be honest. You can always apply.
I don't know if that's in my wheelhouse, but I'll keep it on the back burner.
You do that then. Casually goes back to his book.
All right, I'll go look into this. Thank you, by the way.
Yeah. Chat with you later. Waves at you as you exit the building.
I'll wave at the cat too as I'm leaving.
Kind of like slightly closes its one opened eye. Yeah, he either is an insane man or a very, very powerful wizard. Or maybe both.
Both.
Maybe both. See, I told you were gonna pick the fun option. Imagine if this was a political conversation with another fucking vampire lord. Well, this is going on though. Red. I believe Wanda was about to do something before I cut you off. So
Oh no, you're good. I think other than meeting up with Johnny, and that's really it, because she has to wait for Victor. So there's not much else what she has to do right now.
yes. Well, as do you just kind of text him? Do you?
Yeah, she'll let Johnny know that she's good to meet up at the bar, I guess, to have this conversation.
So you and Johnny can get together.
Well, sounded like you need some help with something, Johnny. Is everything all right?
How long has it been since the whole Victor thing? Like since Johnny has been in the Fae world?
For you, like a day or like 2 days, I think. Yeah, two days, like
Yeah.
roughly 2 days.
Yeah, I do need some help. I found out some stuff that was a bit of a shock. But how are you, and how is Cammy doing? Is everything all right? You know, with like mixed grimace.
Yeah, she doesn't look. She has that same look as on her face. Things are as well as they could be. Yeah, Victor's going to be out for a bit, as well, he has to make some calls. We'll say. But
He's
he
he's out already?
Oh, geez, yeah. I'm so sorry. Yes. Things were happened really quickly. I can't tell you the full details. When he comes back, he'll probably explain. But let's just say we're not out of the woods yet. And he asked me to keep an eye on you, at the very least.
Johnny's shoulder just kind of like he sighs in relief and goes, "Oh, it's fine. I'm just glad you're all safe at this point. I've been a bit in my own head the past 3 days, so
It's understandable. I don't know what was done with you, but I think 'cause you were bruised the last time we saw each other when you handed over the bag and stuff, right? Because you didn't look too well, look too good as well. regardless, my daughter and Victor seem to care about you a lot, and so I'll make sure do best I can to keep you out of trouble.
That's not really your responsibility, Wanda, but it's nice of you to say. And well, I might not know you much, but Victor is a dear friend of mine, and your daughter does know how to make herself, let's say, memorable.
That's one way of putting it. But you needed help. What was the issue?
I uh, this is going to sound a bit not weird, but maybe unusual, unexpected. What do you know about souls and what souls work like? Specifically, like human souls.
Ooh, this is a question I want to ask Grunt because I know a lot of things about souls, but I'm not sure if Wanda would know a lot of things about souls. I know they can be used for the coffee machine, and then you're not gonna like the rest of what I tell you. That's me, Red saying it. I want to wait till Grunt gets back for that one because I want to make sure I don't give you wrong information or give you information.
Yeah, that's fine. Johnny would just say, "Well, it is you, and I trust you, Wanda. But when I was in the Fey world, the fucking Fey dimension, whatever it's called,
Mhm.
I met, let's say, a dear old friend of mine, or rather, an old friend of my daughter's. You know, I had a daughter. Um, she died some 10 years ago. She was 12. Cancer. You know how it is.
I'm
Didn't
sorry.
really know much. It's fine. It's or well, I thought it was old news. You know, I buried her. I moved on per se. Um, but what the fuck was her name? Where are you?
Warlock or Iris?
No,
Flavia, did you forget your daughter's name?
Iris. Iris.
Yeah,
Iris. Not
yeah,
my daughter. The face. Shut the fuck up, Mac.
I was like, Iris is that one?
Yeah, man, shut the fuck up.
Yes, it is Iris. But I have recently discovered, let's say, there's always new stuff to learn about the world living in.
Are you? Is Flavia going robotic for the rest of you guys, or
Yeah.
is it just me?
Lord,
Yep.
is that hello? I am back.
You returned. You got up to tell me that you met Iris.
I am trying. Yes, I have recently discovered that my daughter's soul is in possession of a demon lord, and she's not actually, you know, resting in the grave I made for her.
Yeah, there's a deeper frown as she shakes her head. It's just like, I'm. Oof, that's. I'm sorry. There aren't any words I can really say that's gonna make this not sound awful. Um,
It's fine, Wanda.
it's not, but. Grunt. Johnny had asked, "What does Wanda know about souls?" I want to know. Ask you, like, how much would she be aware about that? Because I know a lot, but I don't know if Wanda would know that information.
Well, I mean, would this be a subject Wanda studied or cared for?
I think so. Wanda's somewhat slight obsession with death and afterlife.
Yeah, have at it.
Okay. And let me know if I get anything wrong or
Mhm.
she shouldn't be aware of that. Um, uh, a soul is a power thing, whether it's mortal, fey, or any supernatural for that matter. It's currency for all manners, everyone. It can be used for power, It can be used for trade. It can be used for maintaining your borders of whatever dimension you exist in, depending on the creature. Demon lords, especially. I can't speak for the nature of Fae, so I don't know what they run on.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, if your daughter's soul is in the hands of another, they're not going to give it up without something in return.
Yeah, I expect that. That was to expected. What I'm, let's say, worried or confused about is, let's say I do manage to get to her soul. Is there a way to help her, pass on and rest, or will she always be up for grabs?
There's a theory, a belief that you can get a soul to pass on. Some, if you're religious, some people would say heaven or what comes after that. If if you're not, it's believed that there's some great system in place for when everything just finally ends. But I can't say with 100% what will happen to her. There are a number of things you can do with a soul. Like I said, do you have any idea what you want for her? She can live as living is subjective, but there are possibilities with that. Whether that be a specter, a ghost.
I just wanted her not to be, trapped and used by a demon lord, but if I can't actually help her pass on, then I need to find a way to keep her safe once I get her. Because if I
Thing
get
is,
her and then
you want that. Nobody knows what
Mm.
happens to the souls once they
Yeah.
get used, or let's say someone dies and by some absurd miracle nobody claims their soul, which almost never happens. So nobody really knows what's gonna happen to those souls.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm sorry I can't give you a definite answer or comfort here. There's also the there's also the chance that a soul, I'm not sure what Moloch has done to the soul, whether it's the same individual, I'll say, for lack of a better word. The same ideas, the same feelings. If she has not been changed in some form or fashion.
That's also a good point that you're making. That just because, like, once you die, that can be traumatic. The soul can be fucking modified, tortured, shaped, changed. That's also a
Yeah.
very good point.
well, we'll take one step at a time.
Yes. Well, the first step is
Still the way she was. That's good. She was changed or way, then deal.
Flavia.
In any case, I will. I am here. Fuck my life.
Okay. I think I got the gist of what you're saying, though.
Yeah, he just said we'll see how it is. If she's changed, it doesn't matter. I will still
Yeah.
help her. She's my daughter. Yada yada.
Yeah. Wanda just nods. I can understand that. Like I said, the first step is negotiations and such. I don't know. I can look
Mhm.
into seeing if there's a way to safely house her. So, well, whatever you decide to do comes next, I guess.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I am already looking into what I can bargain for with the Demon Lord, but I do need to make a plan for what will happen when I get any. I can't just wing that. I do have another question for you, Wanda.
Hmm.
Is it possible to track a specific soul of a dead person?
The answer would be yes, with certain complicated rituals.
It's not impossible. A few rituals here and there, I can track something like that down. But I'm not too sure exactly. Well, it gets a bit complicated when you go through dimensions, but possible.
I see. Well, I'm not talking about my daughter. I know where she is, I guess. But this did make me wonder about my wife, whom I also took for granted was, resting. But I'm pretty sure she is not. Fucking Grant. As he takes out a picture of his wife, her name was Aurora Madrano.
You gonna type that for me?
Do
if
you
can,
think
Blanca?
I am going to type it for you?
Thank you. She looks lovely.
She was. I guess she is. Um,
The reality of everything really is that a person's soul is our afterlife is never guaranteed. Even in death, there is hardly any safety in it, unless you make precautions beforehand. Or even then, well, when you're dead, you don't really get much of the choice in the matter.
I imagine it would be so, but since I am alive, I can do something for them.
True.
I'm sure you would do the same for maybe Victor and Cammy. So.
Oh. If nothing else, I've looked into it here and there. Precautions, we'll say. But I'll look into looking up some way to hopefully safely guard your daughter for a bit as best we can. And I assume you want me to try to find your wife's soul as well?
If I'm sure it's not an easy task, but if I at least could know who has it, if it's another demon lord, or in which dimension she is, or I could at least start making a plan for it.
Well, I don't have to tell you to be careful, and the fact that, well, you're gonna have to make some difficult choices if you decide this path.
That's nice of you to care, Wanda, but I'm sure you understand that in any way I have to do this.
I know. I know.
I didn't expect any less. I'm just angry at myself. It's been so long. They've been there all this time, and I was grieving nothing.
Yeah, it's not like it's knowledge that's well known for many people. There are even some supernaturals who aren't fully aware of what it means to die. I would say don't beat yourself up, but again, I don't know. We both know that's not going to go away just as easily as a couple words of comfort. Well, we'll figure this one out.
Yeah, of course. Well, since Victor is out, are you and Cammy safe, or are they looking for you? Are you on the run?
No, we're not on the run. If that was the case, we would be having this conversation at all.
I
Everything's just
assume so, but I just wanted to make sure.
no, I appreciate it. Cammy's fine. Precautions and things were put in place. And hopefully, we'll see what happens next. I'm in a bit of trouble right now, but not the worst thing in the world compared to what it could have been caused.
Oh, if you're in a bit of a trouble, it means you are doing something, which is better than standing still, right?
Yeah, I used to think that way too, but it's a lot harder to think like that when you have other people to worry about.
It is. Oh, thank you for everything, Wanda. I guess I will hear you. And if you also need anything from me, feel free to reach out. As I think this clears out the debts I had with Wanda, because I had, I think, a debt
Yeah.
from her.
Gave a lot of info.
Gotcha.
I mean, I did kind of lie to her and got that, but she doesn't know. I mean, she might suspect it by
And
now, I'm
always-
sure, but
Wanda did know. She
Listen,
found out.
if
She's
Wanda helps you out with the soul thing, that's also a death, so it's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. Johnny, you will notice this. She's been standing there for a bit now. You look behind. There's a woman that's almost staring at Wanda, like weirdly so, very fixated. Say, she doesn't look like a normal person. That's for sure. The way she dresses, the way she looks, clearly supernatural.
Okay. Um,
is everything alright?
Johnny is going to like keep chatting and then send Wanda a text message that literally says, don't get tense, but there's a woman behind you that's been staring at you this whole time.
She will text him. What does she look like?
What does she look
Oh, well,
like?
there's your picture.
Oh, I have seen this picture, but I don't know who this woman
You
is.
don't recognize her, no? You've never seen her before.
Yeah, he'll just say blonde hair, red eyes, dressed in white and red. Looks a bit fancy.
Does she look hostile? Should we try to leave?
She looks very focused, but there's no hostility. Well,
Yeah, no, just a bit weird. I mean, we can walk away and see if she follows us.
She'll nod. It's like, if you want, we can discuss more things at your shop if you prefer.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
I'm gonna try and avoid her.
I haven't.
Listen, I gotta roleplay the character grunt. Like, is she like?
No, I'm trying.
am I-
I'm asking you. You're gonna try and avoid her because she's like on your way out. Like you'll have to go past her, unless you're gonna
Yeah,
try and go out the back somehow.
No. We're gonna go and be because we don't know if she's just looking at me. Is
Yeah.
she following me? Like, I have no idea who this woman is. So she's just gonna like, if she can, give a quick glance at her by being casual about it, basically.
Yeah, she makes eye contact immediately. Like she's looking at you, and as soon as
Okay,
you like glance, she like starts walking quite quickly in your direction. Like she has like a friendly smile. She's like, "Excuse me, you must be Wanda."
Yes. You have me at a bit of disadvantage. You are.
You can call me Win. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. Would you mind coming with me a bit? I need to understand something, and your lover, husband, is not exactly forthcoming.
Okay, is this going to be a friendly chat or is this going to be a not friendly chat?
Why won't this be a friendly chat?
Well, let's just say I'm a bit anxious in the last few days. Is it alright if my friend comes with me? She glances at Johnny.
Huh? She shrugs and says, I don't see why not.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Johnny. Yes, he just gives her his hand.
Just gonna very gently shake your hand. Nice to meet you, Johnny. Please follow me this way. As it's gonna lead you to a nearby door, and as she opens it, you can see like the sort of, instead of the hallway behind it, it's just grass and flowers. Right this way.
This isn't about Maya, is it?
Oh, it has nothing to do with her.
He nods, sticking close to Johnny, if nothing else.
You'll both
Nice place.
step through the doorway, and as the sort of smell of spring hits you, the chill breeze, as you do see this large house in the background. It's very old style manor, but there's a garden and a small river that just flows nearby, adding to the ambience. As you will sort of see on the bench, there is Victor, sort of vines completely like wrapped around his like hands and feet,
Aw.
keeping him like locked down completely.
She tenses, but I think he understands. Like, I assume she's gonna assume this is her domain, so she has all the
Yeah.
power right now.
There is a lot of power here. Well, if you excuse me, I need to understand something, Wanda. Do you love him?
What does that have to do with anything?
Ah, okay, I see you're as not forthcoming as. If I make love to him right now and here, you're gonna be upset.
Yes.
Okay, then does that mean you love him or that you think he belongs to you?
Is it yes? I'm sorry. I'm asking some clarifying questions because you threw me for a loop here.
Yes, I'm trying to understand a couple of human concepts.
I see. And what exactly are you trying to understand about the concept of love and sex?
Because I was told they're not exactly the same. So I'm trying to understand. If I do this in front of you, will you be upset because you love him or because he belongs to you?
Will you let him go with the answer I give you?
I mean, I would appreciate getting an answer. I'm just restraining him because he'll try to do some silly things like escape or can't have that happening. Also, if I have to do this, he has to be sort of held down.
I see.
Johnny's face completely blank.
Not everyone is receptive at the beginning.
I see. What is that? It's not gonna be looking at Victor at all if she could avoid this one. Well, I do love him, so I would appreciate if you would let him go, and so we can leave. And
Wonderful. Can you explain that feeling to me? I need to understand. How do humans view love? And what is the difference between loving someone and owning them?
Okay, very well. Well, it's not as simple as a quick answer. There are many different types of love. Familiar love, self-love, love between lovers, love between friends, love between family.
Well, of course, but
think
we're
you wanna
talking
a-
about romantic love here.
Yes. Romantic love is I don't. It is wonderful. It can be empowering. It can make you think you can take on the whole world and nothing can stop you. At the same time, it can make you feel scared and vulnerable because you are essentially showing a piece of yourself to someone else to trust them that they will love you the same and they will care for you. And sometimes getting hurt anyway. It is both pain and misery and joy and ecstasy at the same time. It is knowing that you're not doing, when you love someone, you're not doing it necessarily for you, but for them.
So you're saying it's a very selfless thing.
It can be, to a certain degree, yes, but it also can be selfish too. There are times when you love someone and you want them to love you back. You want to care
Because
for them. And you're also afraid of it too.
I can love someone and then not want share him with other people.
Well, as confusing as it may sound, there are times when you can love more than one person. There are times when it's the main thing about love is it's an equal thing. Everyone has to understand and everyone has to communicate. And it's a
Well,
partnership,
are you gonna
which why
share
it can
Victor
be
with
so
me?
scary. Absolutely not.
Well, then I don't
Not
understand your
everyone is
previous.
all right with that. There are people who are fine with sharing love, and there are people who are not fine with sharing love. And that person says no, you have to respect when that person says
Well, I mean, you don't have to respect, but
Are
I
you in
see
love
your
with
point.
Victor?
No,
Miss
no,
Fern?
no, no. That's someone else, but doesn't matter.
that. That's
I'm
the thing
trying my
about love,
best to
though,
learn.
because yeah, I can see. I appreciate that you have decided to have a conversation and open-minded to this.
I'm quite open-minded. You love conversations. If he was just more forthcoming with my questions, I wouldn't have had to drag you into this. But okay, so you love him dearly. You are also quite selfish about it. So you can be both at the same time.
Yes, it is confusing, I know, because when you love someone, you don't want to see them get hurt either.
Well, sometimes getting hurt is as good a lesson as anything.
What did you say? I'm sorry, my thing cut you off.
She said like sometimes getting hurt is as good a thing as any lesson.
I've been told that before. Pain can also be a good teacher, but depends on the lesson.
You're quite right. This was enlightening. Thank you. Thank you very much. As she like turns to him and like she sort of squeezes her hand. The vines retreat as Victor kind of gets up. She smiles at him and says, "That concludes our arrangement as well. I will be now going to help out Darius, and you can be here with your lover. I will see you when I come back." As she sort of becomes like a cloud of dust.
It's like, wait, we do have to stay. God. Okay. I see what you mean about strange fake person. We should. Is there like another door out of here?
Yeah, we can. It'll take me a bit of time, but I think we can leave.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's fine. I understand the Fae are interesting. We should find the closest exit now, immediately, right now.
Yeah.
This will take a bit of time, unfortunately.
Of course.
Uh,
I can help. I'm not sure if I can help in any way.
He'll like nods and looks at John and says, Glad to see you're doing fine. How you've been?
It's been weird, but tell you about it. I'm just glad to see you're also fine.
As yeah, he'll nod, and as he'll spend a bit of time as he makes the portal get back into mortal realm, step through it. It's only been like a few hours. He'll glance at you and say, well, really mean all of that?
So, yes, what of it?
Well, if you have to know, I also love you.
She kind of turns her face away as she's trying not to like look at him. Well, okay, that's wow, it's really nice. Where are we right now, Grunt?
You are in a cemetery with Johnny standing behind you.
It's
Yeah, Johnny is gonna be like, looking between the two of them and be like, I'm glad you're both fine. I think I need to give you space, so I'll hear from you soon, right? Reach out. Just going to turn away.
she has a grimace on her face because goddamn, Johnny, that was very obvious, but she just left her here alone.
Listen, Wanda. Johnny likes you, but Victor is her bro. You can't bros before hoes, man.
I see where I stand in the totem pole. He says, well, yeah, now you know, it's out there. It's a thing that exists in the ether. Apparently, I can't take it back, and I don't think I have a spell to erase your memory. So,
Are you that upset by it?
I don't know. I wasn't planning to schedule this type of conversation in the, with everything going on. I don't know how to feel. Victor, I haven't had time to really sit down and think about our relationship in the long run outside of mistakes that were made in both parts. And we've already hurt each other a lot once before.
That's why I never brought it up, because I mean, you were already rightfully angry. I didn't want to stir up old feelings. I've never stopped
Every time.
caring for you. I never stopped loving you. I always. Even though I know I'm not good with my feelings, especially expressing them, I never stopped caring.
I know, Victor. I know, and we never really talked about. We talked around it all the time about me leaving and how we. I want you to know it wasn't some spur of the moment decision compared to the many other decisions we've made. Have made our relationship with each other. Leaving wasn't done on a whim.
I know.
I didn't do it.
That's why I just blame myself for it. Never really looked for you too much until someone convinced me otherwise.
Yeah. Well, by the time that point in our relationship, I think we were both just talking around each other. Never really taking a moment down to really deal with the situation at hand, where things just got to a boiling point. I guess for me, I don't think of you as some monster, Ricker. I never did. Ambitious, arrogant, an asshole, yeah, but and I never really had a time to really think about anything between us once I left. It was running and then taking care of Cammy, and I never really thought about. I never paused for myself at all. And then you showed up, and I didn't really take it well. And every time we talked to each other, I just felt like we were just hurting each other.
Once the situation gets cleared out, I will have to go back and work. I understand why I didn't want you at that.
She is certainly an odd creature. You're a grown man, Victor, regardless of my feelings. You're allowed to have sex with other people.
That's not what
Good,
I would
good.
even want.
I mean, of course.
I haven't been with anyone else. Never really cared.
Okay. I. What exactly does she want your help with working on? Apparently.
Empower her. That will require several rituals. I think Darius might. I thought people were exaggerating when they claim he's insane. I think he might just be insane. He
Yes.
wants her to become the Winter Monarch.
That's an interesting choice. I know I'm bad at making certain decisions, but I assume there's a particular reason why he chose her.
Didn't get the chance to talk too much about him. This part of the plan was only told to me by her now, so I'm not sure if I even believe it, but she doesn't seem to be lying.
Well, it seems she has a particular field of interest that she, I don't know what to say that without sounding mean, so I won't say it.
Well, hopefully this would have satisfied her weird curiosities about concept of love for the time being.
How about consent? I would really want that to be the one thing she takes from the conversation, if nothing else. Consent is really important. I feel like I should, I don't know, get a PowerPoint presentation to ensure that's the one thing she takes away.
Problem is, from what I was told, rumors and such, I don't think she really gave a shit about consent when she was a normal person, so I think that might just have been exacerbated when she became a Fae.
God, it feels like I missed the weirdest. I don't even know what the hell was going on apparently between Faye everything.
Remember the... I'm not sure if you met him. FBI looking guy.
Oh yeah, friendly fellow
Jackson.
Jackson, I believe. Yeah.
Jackson has keep the secret, but Jackson had an adopted son. He took care of the kid, raised him, such. That kid was tortured, raped, and then mind broken and enslaved. Whoever win was horseshoe was a win.
I don't see, actually. I am a bit appalled.
So If anything, Win is an improvement right now. She didn't do that to me.
It seems she is on a quest to understand a fundamental emotion. And I guess Darius is helping her with that.
And there's a couple of people. But I will have to keep working with her for the time being. Sorry. I know this probably will make you feel uncomfortable, to say the least.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I can only assume. You know what? I'm not going to assume anything. I'm trying to be open-minded here. Besides that whole business, Cammy was a bit glum when she saw that you left, so I think she would really like to spend some time with you.
I will make time for at least a few hours. Come on. Doesn't just have to be me who spends time with her.
She hesitates for more before, yeah. Come on.
And on that note, we'll be ending the session.